This show is brought to you by PPR Capital Management. Did you know there's a way to invest passively in real estate and get monthly income without dealing with tenants, maintenance, or property management? If you're an accredited or high net worth investor, you can earn cash flow without the headaches by investing in a private equity real estate fund. PPR Capital Management. With nearly $1 billion in assets under management, PPR has provided investors with steady, truly passive monthly income since 2007 without ever missing a payment. To learn more, check out pprcapitalmanagement.com/birds today. That's pprcapitalmgmt.com/birds.
Welcome to Between the Vines. We are out here in Nottingham, PA at Wayvine today to talk about the Giants win. A huge win, all right? Got us heading in the right direction. Careful, there's a B in front of you.
Oh, yes.
Trey.
Yes.
Well, tell me about Chester County, dude.
First of all, this is just absolutely beautiful out here.
Yeah, this is
Just-
fastly becoming one of my favorite places.
Oh, man, I love it out here, man. And then the brothers out here, man, with this beautiful add-on that they just put on here with the I don't even know. What do you call this?
Well, they put on this new porch, I guess,
Yes.
where they have a bunch of tables and high tops and an awesome area. But the thing about it is they all the wood that they used to make it was taken from a tree row here on the farm. So they cut the trees down, cut the logs, had the Amish come in and help them build this thing.
And repurpose everything right here on the farm. It's a working
Really nice
farm.
area, yeah. And new since last time we were here, they've got pizza now. They are making us pizza. This is the pepper pizza, hot pepper pizza, and it is exactly that.
Yeah, it slaps you in the mouth a little bit. It
got
has
you.
a nice little spice to it, but then it's a really good pizza.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to what else we got here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's always cool to come out here, and I just love this time of year, especially when you could I love PA, driving through PA anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where you get all the different elevations, and in the fall, man, this is my favorite time to
And
drive
I took you
around.
on the back roads. I
Yeah,
left
and then
in
you
the
took me
dust,
on all
didn't
the
I?
little two-lane back roads where we had some blind curves, you know, single-lane bridges, you know what I'm saying? But it was cool. I enjoyed it.
I was kept looking behind me to see if you were back there, and
Yeah.
I was like, nah, he must have already plugged it in. Maybe he went a different way.
No, I had to plug it in and figure it out because I thought I was following you.
All right.
Yeah, but no, man. But this is nice though. But yeah, man, let's get into the game. What are we
Well,
talking
first-
about? No, let's get into it first.
Yeah,
we
first-
got to get a wine.
We got a lot of wine to drink
Yeah,
today,
and then
so
we
so
got
yeah,
something
you
to
need
toast
some
up
more
to.
wine.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the dry Riesling. They call it the Heron.
And I really like this dry
Noted
Riesling.
by the blue heron on the bottle here. It's delicious.
It
It's,
is absolutely. I like
2023. A lot of Rieslings are sweet. This is a dry Riesling. Obviously, that means it's not sweet. But nice and crisp. What are we cheering to? Oh, let's cheers to a Eagles victory.
Victory, yeah, man.
Saquon-
Dominating, not
rushing,
just
45 rushes.
Yeah, 45 rushes, not just a win, but a dominating game.
We needed that.
Yeah, we needed that. Yeah,
Cheers.
Cheers to the Eagles, yeah. That's nice.
That is nice.
That is nice.
It's nice, crisp, light. I got a fly in mine, so you know the flies even like it. I'm gonna.
But that is, I really like that dry Riesling. I'm definitely going to get a couple bottles of that to go.
You know, I'm
I
getting
love that.
some green fruit in that, a little tartness to it.
Yeah, I like the tartness to it. It's good.
It is very good.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with the game, dude. And we found out. I know we were questioning about what this is. There's a little back and forth between me and you. We deferred again at the coin toss, right? All right. So the coin toss. We had some back and forth about this. Do you want to move on to a different wine?
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah. All right. This is the unoaked Chardonnay.
Yeah.
This is also a white wine. Unoaked, we're getting in a stainless steel, I would imagine. right?
Absolutely.
Big boys, big pours, right? Hold on, let me.
I know that's going to be in that steel barrel. It's going to give you a, you don't, I don't know, with a.
The chard's a little buttery, right? I think there's a buttery come from the oak. I don't know.
It does. Man, that is nice. That is nice. I really like that.
Not as tart. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not as tart as the
It's
Riesling.
smooth, but it
It's
doesn't have that. It doesn't. It's not as buttery, but it's a nice crisp
Yeah,
Chardonnay.
it is crisp. It's clean.
Mm-hmm.
It's very light on the palate. I like that. Anyway, back to what we were talking about, the coin toss, right? We were talking about this a couple weeks ago, about deferring. Not a fan of deferring. You want the ball.
I want the ball.
Score, right?
I want to set the tempo.
Yeah, well, there are some perks to deferring because what you're doing is you're deferring to the other team, which gives you the choice at the second half. And so if the other team is geared up to go on defense and you win the toss and you say, we defer, they were hoping you said, we want the ball. Now you say, we defer. And they're like, well, we want to go on defense. So they say, we'll kick. And then you get the ball at the beginning of the first half, and then you also get the choice at the beginning of the second half.
In the second
so you
half.
can actually get the ball in the beginning of the first half and the beginning of the second half.
Yeah, depending on what.
So if you like your defense,
yeah,
and you're not super confident in your first 15 because they haven't shown a lot of success,
yeah, you
then
defer.
deferring is the way to go. Because then you get the chance to get the ball 2 times at the beginning of each half.
Yeah, because the other team might be like, well, nah, we'll kick
or
it
they
to
might
you.
just be confused.
Yeah.
Or you get a captain out there that's never heard about deferring, you know? Kind of like never heard of a tie.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, they deferred at the toss.
They deferred, so actually, it is.
We started on defense.
Okay.
We started good, right?
Yeah, I thought the defense did well. They came out there and I thought they played extremely aggressive. You could tell that the secondary came up, and that was the challenge. You know, when you go back and you say, okay, you know what, we have 7 sacks in the game. What that tells me is that the secondary was physical.
Yeah.
They came out there and they were like, all right, you know what, you're not going to dink and dunk down the field on us. We're going to get up there and we're going to get in these receivers' faces, and you give your defensive front time to get home, and the defensive line did.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys went out there and you could just tell that it was just a different vibe. Like, kind of just like how you were talking about how the bees swarming you in your suit. You could just tell that defensive front was swarming and very active out there.
Yeah, that's because Daniel Jones does not give off a healthy vibration, so it angers the bees.
Yeah, it angers the bees here, and then they're after him.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you know, this defense front, I mean, got after it. I mean, I think it started off the first sack, I think, with Josh Sweat.
Yeah, I believe so. What was it, Sweat? Yeah, it was Sweat.
I think it was. Sweat started it off. And then after that, it just was, I mean, Jalen Carter, 2 sacks, you know, tackles for, I mean, this dude is an animal. Now, what I like about him and what I like even just with that game, not even just Jalen Carter, you got Smith over there. You got my man, the linebacker. N'Kobe Dean.
Yep.
You know, stepping in, doing his thing. So, to me, that's what you wanted to see. Finally, that's the game that everybody was looking for. The big 3, Nolan Smith, and then N'Kobe and Jalen out there.
You're looking at a whole triangle out there on defense, right? And you want to see all those guys performing well together, rushing in different levels, like spilling each other the quarterback, and just kind of taking up blocks for each other. And it was awesome to see, dude. They're really starting to get on the same page. You're seeing it as a production. I like watching a game that's got a lot of sacks. I mean, generally, I don't want to see us giving up a lot of sacks.
No.
But if we give up a couple, I'm okay as long as we see our defense out there wreaking havoc too, because it's just sometimes it becomes one of those games. I mean, especially up in New York. Like we played games in New York where there have been a lot of sacks given up. I mean maybe you haven't.
Yeah, I've
played
been
one
there.
in particular where OC kind of went to town on us.
Yeah, that wasn't on me though. That wasn't on my watch.
I was kind of watching.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got more pizza.
All right, more pizza.
This is a white pizza.
All right, cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
This is Wilson. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
This is the what pizza?
White pizza.
Ooh.
Well, okay.
No sauce. No sauce on that one.
Sauce with what is this?
What do you
olives?
got? That flag. Yeah, we got some olives. We got some basil. We got some tomatoes.
Yeah.
Probably a couple different types of cheeses. I see a mushroom on there.
Yeah, you got a shroom on there, which is awesome. All right.
It's a veggie pizza. That's really good. This is perfect to go with this Chardonnay right here. Man,
And I usually don't like olives.
that's a winning combo. That bee is right on your shirt right there,
Oh, okay.
underneath your armpit. I hope we don't get you.
Yeah. I usually don't like
All
yeah, but these are, it's good. It's not overpowering.
overpowering.
overpowering the pizza.
It's a good pairing.
Yeah,
It's not overpowering.
it's not overpowering.
Yeah. Not an olive guy, huh?
No.
You know, olives are a food of virility.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right, cool. I just never liked them.
10-4.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. My dad's a big olive fan. My mom hates them.
Oh, okay.
And so he's always excited whenever he comes over because we have olives in our house.
Okay.
But he doesn't have them at home.
Yeah. So he runs through them.
You know, that's the thing is if the grocery shopper doesn't like the things that you like,
Yeah,
sometimes you never
that's
eat
it.
them.
You know, you're done. You have to wait until you go somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, all right. So, defense looked good. Didn't give up any touchdowns. Of course, Daniel Jones hasn't scored a touchdown since he signed his contract, which is quite a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a struggling Giants offense.
Yes, it is.
But nonetheless, nothing to take away from our defense. They did great. They looked good.
Yeah, I thought they did. I thought they did a really good job. You know, Mitchell, it continues to be an animal out there at the corner. You know, and man, that young man, I think, is really going to be a special talent here. I like his aggression, the way he plays the game, the way he takes on everybody. And it's like it's personal to him.
Right. Yeah.
And I like that as a young player that comes in with a chip on his shoulder. He's not afraid of anyone that they put in front of him, and that man comes and plays. And I like how he's out there performing.
Yeah, it's such a good thing to see when you see like a draft pick, a rookie that gets put out there in the fire and just respond like that, where you're like, oh man, we got a good player for years to come now. You know what I mean? Like you have somebody that you can build your back end around.
Absolutely. And out of everybody on that field, and just as someone that's played the game, dude, and if it ain't a left tackle or what we did, I respect that secondary
Well, they're
position.
doing the same thing the left tackles do.
Man.
You have to play backwards,
Yeah.
and you have to go against one of the better athletes on the other team that gets to play forward.
Exactly. And I mean, you better be on point. You got to trust your technique. And I love the way he plays. And I think somebody was tweeting something about the game. He was like, now y'all got to get ready to deal with me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I like that.
attitude.
I like that.
100%.
I like that.
Yeah. Also, we saw, so I saw that Cooper DeJean, his production is like the highest out of the starters or something like that.
Yeah. Dude.
He's getting a lot of snaps.
Cooper is out there balling on defense. And not only just out there
Also exciting to see.
Yeah, he's out there balling on defense. And then now he drops back and then doing punt return.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's getting solid production as a punt return specialist as well. Man, I think Cooper is making some money for himself.
Do you think that Cooper has a chance to surpass Reno in your books as a top punt returner for the
I don't
Eagles?
know, man. Reno was all right, man. You know what I'm saying? Never took it to the house, but he was always, you know what I'm saying? Reno was consistent.
He needed a convoy to take it to the
Oh,
house.
yeah. Oh, like to get him all the way to the house? Nah, man. Reno ain't taking nothing to the house. I don't think, did Reno ever take one to the house?
If he had blockers, maybe he's running with him the whole way.
Now, we had B. Mitch that would take one to the house.
We had West that would take it to the house.
Yeah, but West was like he would do the punt returns, D-Jack punt returns. But, you know what I'm saying, as a kick return, man, Reno was all right, man. I don't know,
Yeah, well, all
He
right.
was all right. He was consistent.
He was consistent.
Yeah, he always got us in the check because they would always give us those stats.
Well, that's what you want. You want somebody back there that you know that's not going to fumble the ball.
No.
Not going to muff it.
That you could trust.
Catch it.
Yeah.
Don't make any dumb decisions.
Don't do anything stupid. Get me positive yards and get out of there. And get out of there.
All right.
But I think if you want to just flip over to the other side of the ball.
Well, first of all, let me ask you, fan of veggie pizzas now?
Yeah, I like it.
Crossed you over?
No, I like it. I like this.
I'm of the school that any pizza, if the dough is good enough,
Oh, man, everything.
good cheese, you can put whatever you want on it, and people will like it.
And then it's a wood
Especially if
oven,
it's
too,
hot.
man. A wood oven, nice, you know what I'm saying, gives it that little extra.
Yeah, they're doing it right. here.
Yeah, man, this is beautiful. But, yeah, man, but it's just this team, it's going to be interesting just how now we need this defense to carry over. We need this defense to carry over because one of the situations that you always see is like, all right, well, it did carry over from the previous game,
Yeah.
which was good. You know what I'm saying? They even got even better against New York. So now the next challenge is going to be Cincinnati. You know that's going to be a challenge. And now your corners are going to be challenged even more. And now one of the things that you have to make sure is that Slay is healthy.
Right.
Because you saw at one point that he came up, a little, like he was limping, his knee was bothering him again. So hopefully he's going to, because you got some animals that's coming, with Cincinnati.
Yeah, you do. And, there's no easy games from here on out. I don't feel like we're the roster that gets easy games at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You got to prove yourself on the games that should be easy games, and then make sure you're ready to play the other ones.
Absolutely. That's the NFL.
Yeah, I simplified it.
Yeah, that's the NFL.
But yeah, moving on to the other side of the ball, dude. So, slow start again.
Yeah. To me, when I look at, it's another slow start. I think that I thought when he came out, you had the big pass to AJ, which was good because at first I'm like, man, you're gonna give Saquon the ball right out the gate, but they fooled me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what?
Everybody was expecting that.
Yeah, everybody was like, all right, you know what? Hey,
You're
man,
a basic fan.
To the point where you probably should have been like, you know what? Nah, he's not gonna get the first handoff. It's gonna be something to get it to somebody else.
I would have faked him the first handoff.
Which they did. It was a play action. You know what I'm saying? So boom, you came off. Then you hit AJ up the right side. All right, cool. There you go. We're off and running.
Yeah.
But at some point, the series stalled. But I thought that once we started leaning on the run game, that's when you started seeing a lot more action. I thought that Jalen Hurts again. I thought he did a good job of not putting the ball in bad situations.
Yeah, no turnovers.
No turnovers.
That's always a positive. You get out of the game with no turnovers.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for us to come out and just be a dominant offense like we were in the second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's taking us so long to start the game like that? And, like, for people that don't know, NFL teams create a first 15. That's the first 15 plays that you're going to run in a game in first and second down situations, because third down is a whole different animal, whether it's third and short or third and long. But your first 15 are scripted, and then you go down that script to kind of see what works. And generally, these are the plays that you think are going to be really good against this team because you've been scouting them, and these plays are designed to go against this team. But the defense is also doing the same thing to try to stop what they think you're going to script. Mm-hmm. And I don't like that we have to waste the first quarter recently running through our script of first 15 to, like, be able to start to get some production later on in the game.
Yeah, you know what? I think one of the things that's going to have to just transition in this game is that you're going to have to just say, you know what, I got my first 5 plays.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or like they're not fancy plays, but remember when we get the first 15 and you see like 95 week in there like 3 times, you're like, that's not fancy. We're not going to trick them, guys. And they're like, no, but we know these are positive yardage plays.
Positive yardage plays. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get positive yards. And, and then take it from there. But I think that once they started just leaning on that run game and just saying, all right, you know what?
Second quarter.
Because they took Devontae Smith. And this is the thing that's unique about this team. When you got an A.J. Brown on one side and Devontae and these guys can work out, you make a defense say, all right, you know what? We got to make a decision, and say, okay, who are we going to take out of the game? And I don't, I've got to go back and watch the all 22 and see, like, okay, what was the thing, what happened with Slim, where he didn't get as many targets. Yeah. But A.J. Brown was able to go off. So was it a situation where they made sure that, hey, you know what, we got to pick one?
Well, I mean, dude, I'm dealing with that with my son's flag team right now. Mm-hmm. We just had a playoff game this last weekend. We won, and he got the ball one time. And he was like, after the game, he was like, Daddy, like, what's up? Why did I only get the ball one time? And I was like, hey, did you want to win the game or did you want to get the ball?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I wanted to win. And I was like, well, that's good. That's why you focus on defense. You were out there making good stops. A lot of flags, Mm-hmm. Some days it's just you're not going to get your number called. And
that's how it is. That's the game of football.
Yeah.
And you have to be okay with that because that's how you win.
You don't want to be the only star on your team or you're never going to win a championship.
No, that's how you win if everybody is just saying, all right, I'm going to do my part. And if it's not my turn, then it's not my turn. I'm okay with it. Let's keep it moving.
Absolutely.
On to the next game. In the next game, and your time will come. And I think that's what's good about this offense. Now, it was good to see how Hurts is starting to trust Calcaterra out there.
Yeah.
Making
he
some,
needs to.
and making some nice throws because for this offense to be what it needs to be, Hurts needs to trust everybody that's out there on that field. And he needs to say, all right, you know what? It all can't always go to AJ. And I think that AJ, if he gets one-on-one, I mean, the stats prove it that, he is almost perfect against man coverage. Yeah. And, that 1 4th and 3 call, I personally felt that was a ballsy call, and it worked.
Yeah, I didn't like that call either. It was very ballsy, and I think, I want to see, safe, methodical football at this point because we haven't really seen that. And it wasn't safe and methodical, but it scored a touchdown, and so I was like, I don't like it, but whatever, I like it.
I like it because it makes everybody play you honest now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I like about it.
They're not going to cram it down our throat.
No.
They're going to bomb us deep here on the sidelines.
I am one, and I talk to coaches a lot of times, and I'm like, look, I believe you have to pass to run. So I'm all about passing. I love airing it out because if I can block it up and we can get rid of that ball, it's going to thin up the box and we can run it. So now what you do is you say, all right, everybody 4th and 3. You don't know how to play this team now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You have to play us honest.
4th and 3? They got Saquon Barkley in New York. They're going to give it to Saquon.
Yeah, you can't pack 7 in the box right now. You better put a safety out there. You know what I'm saying? To cover that man coverage because AJ is an animal out there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So what that does, that makes everybody play us honest, and now you're going to get a real nickel front. And with a nickel front, and the way Coach Stoutland is, when it comes to putting together combination blocks, you get that 3 yards with nothing.
Yeah.
But where we're going? We're moving on. Let's move on.
Hold on, dude.
The next fight.
All right, so here's what we did. This was the first one that we drank. This was the dry Riesling.
That was the dry Riesling.
Yeah, okay. And then we drank the unoaked Chardonnay.
Okay.
And then we were supposed to drink the Heron, which is a 50-50 of both of them after that.
Okay.
But we accidentally went Bink, and then here.
Okay.
Still.
So which one are we going to put in our glass right now?
Which one are we going to put in our glass right now?
Which
one do you want to drink? You want to do the Heron?
Yeah, let's go
it's
back
almost
to the
gone,
Heron.
right? Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's the both worlds, so I call that.
So let's go back to the Heron just so that we can make sure that we give it the right review because I think earlier we thought we were on something different.
Yeah, we call it a dry Riesling, which is a 50-50 dry Riesling. Yeah. So we've now drank that bottle. All good. Yeah. So with our offense having a slow start, we started running the ball. They ran the ball great. Saquon had 176. Mm-hmm. Onto the part where Devontae didn't get a lot of targets, and it's kind of like you have to be okay with that. Yeah, because I think that all of our superstars are okay with winning right now. Yeah, I think one of the things that showed that was when Sirianni came over to Saquon later in the game and was like, hey, you're really close to your personal record. Do you want to go out there? You need 13 more yards and get it. And he just said, no, go ahead and let the rest of the guys get after it. I don't need the personal record right now.
Yeah, I'm good. And that says a lot, about a superstar like that, and there's a lot that can happen in this game. And I know Saquon has been around the game long enough where he knows, all right, you know what? Yeah, my body of work here is done. I don't need to go out there and you can mess around and chase records. It could be, it could be a bad situation for you. So I thought that it was the right choice. Yeah. I think that I thought it was awesome that Coach Sirianni even considered that to him and went to talk to him about it to just say, hey, man, I like the relationship that it showed. Yeah. Now, again.
Trey, would you have gone out there and got your record?
You damn right. I want to go there. Yeah. I was the one that was trying to tell Chip, like, hey, man, let Foles go break this record.
Dogs run
fast. Hey, let's go get it. You know what I'm saying? But that's cool. I thought it was a great, awesome situation. I thought it was an awesome experience. But I didn't think that it needed to be televised.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I think it's a good story for the guys on the team. It's a great example for him being like, hey, no. I'm about the team on this. I don't need the self-recognition. Let's all just make sure we win.
Yeah.
But also I think, at that point, he was already in his mind, I'm done playing today.
Yeah.
And then they came and told him, they're like, hey, do you want to go back out there? And he was more like, no, I already unbuckled my
Yeah, I'm
shoulder
good.
pads.
Yeah, no, I
Like,
don't need to go back out there. I'm good.
Remember how when you used to release that shoulder pad? Like, you were never going to tighten it back
Yeah,
up.
you knew that was the best feeling. The next thing you're doing is peeling everything off. You know what I'm saying? You're not restrapping that. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you release the straps of the shoulder pads, you know that your body of work is done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But my thing is, I thought that it was a beautiful situation for fans to experience, and that's cool. But I still am from the old school where I feel like, man, it's just too much access.
Well, so I don't know. So, okay, let's get to Sirianni for a minute here.
Uh-huh.
So in the press conference, he brought that up.
Uh-huh.
So he brought it up,
Uh-huh.
which was like him telling everybody, and obviously they're going to go find that mic'd up moment where this exchange happened.
Who was mic'd
right?
up in this situation? Was
Probably
it Sirianni or
Saquon.
Saquon?
They're
Probably
like,
Saquon.
you know,
Yeah.
You're returning back to New York. Let's mic
Yeah,
you up.
yeah. He's mic'd up. Yeah.
Because they had him run up and down the sidelines after AJ's touchdown, right? So Saquon was mic'd up. Mm-hmm. So Sirianni probably knew that. But anyway, I don't think that he's like that conniving where he knew he was mic'd up to go have this conversation with him. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is, there was already a moment that would have gotten filtered out. I don't know if he necessarily needed to bring that up in his press conference, but I know he was just trying to tell everybody what kind of guy he was and what kind of stars we have. They're unselfish stars, you know? So, like, what do you think about him bringing that to light?
I have no problem with him bringing it to light because that's the way it should have been
So you don't think they should have
presented.
They shouldn't have gone and found the clip and kept running it now?
I don't think the clip should have. And that's just.
That's TV, though.
That's just the way of the game. You know what I'm saying? But it's the old school part of me where I feel like there are certain conversations and certain situations that should just be experienced between the player and the coach. And if whoever wants to bring it to light, then do that. I don't think.
Right? Because hold on. What if Sirianni came and kind of like fluffed it up a little bit so that it sounded a lot better, you know, than it really was, and then they went and found it,
And it was
nothing
yeah,
like that.
Yeah,
you know?
it was like Saquon was like, hell, nah, I ain't going back out there. What the hell you think? You know what I'm saying? That, you know, it was more like, no, you know what? Hey, man, let the young guys eat, yada yada. You know, and but to me, I just feel like I'm still, and I get it. That is just the way of the world.
Yeah,
now.
you gotta play.
Everything
you
is
gotta play the views.
Yeah, man. Everything is about clicks. Everything is about getting positive light. But to me, I'm just kind of like, man, there are certain situations that I feel just needs to be between the player and that coach. Now, of course, you're going to talk about it. That story's going to get out there.
Right.
But it doesn't all need to be videotaped and, cause that's just I'm the old guy yelling at the clouds. Yeah. Yeah. That is me.
I'm eating this pizza.
Yeah.
It's the Hot Lips pizza.
But even when you got down to the red zone, you knew, they were like, Gainwell, thank you. Thank you for getting us closer. Hey, Saquon, come on in here. You need to score right here.
I was gonna say, I really like that.
Okay.
I like that though because Saquon, big run, right? Okay, let's get him some rest.
Yeah.
Gainwell, go in there, run it again, get another first down. They didn't go to the air and be like, okay, let's throw it to, let's air it out now. No. They stuck to the plan, run the ball, and then they get back down inside there. They bring Saquon in, pound it in the end zone. Right
there in the end zone. I mean, Saquon gave a little stutter step to the right, then got between the guards and the center, and boom, and then you just pushed it right up in there. And I think that was smart, and then it's kind of like a good old, hey, thank you for giving us the best player on your team. That's going to come and score on you guys his first touchdown in weeks.
The tush push did not
Wait a minute. Well, we don't do it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. The brotherly shove. Did not look as powerful as it has in the past.
No, it has not been as aggressive.
You know who the missing person was.
Yeah, because you got Big Jordan Mailata.
But he says it's not a rugby play.
It's definitely a rugby play.
He says it's not a rugby play.
It's a rugby play.
But when he's not out there,
it's not as effective.
When the rugby player is not on the field,
the non-rugby
play is not as effective
against Yeah, so you were missing the rugby player for the non-rugby play.
I think we need to get Jordan on the show to defend himself on this.
Yeah, it's definitely a rugby play.
Dude, is that a spider? Look at the size of that one-legged spider on your
That one right there looks like if it bit me, like I would be able to get webs. But anyway, let's move on to a red.
Yeah, so this is the Carmine. They have a lot of carmine planted here.
Mm-hmm.
He was telling me they just planted, I think, 3,000 vines of carmine, and it grows well here.
Yeah. But I love it out here, man. This is such a beautiful time of the year.
Oh man, that smells so good.
It's such a beautiful time of the year.
See, this is like what I like a bouquet of wine to smell like. Light black pepper in there
Yeah.
with maybe like some plum.
Yeah, it is really good.
That's tasty, dude. Are they bringing us more pizza?
Mhm.
We each had a piece of the veggie pizza.
Yeah, it was good. But
Well,
that is good. I like that. That's a really good wine.
that's what I'm saying. It would go great with some hot pizza.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man. So you were talking about the Deshaun Watson thing
Yeah, so
and
Deshaun
Jameis
Watson.
Winston.
But Deshaun Watson's down with an Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
He's making like $72.8 million over the next 2 years,
Yeah.
guaranteed.
Oh, guaranteed.
That's a wild contract to get into.
Yeah, it was. They took a gamble, and I mean,
They lost.
yeah. I mean, and that's what happens.
Unless he's going to come back from this.
Every GM that cuts a deal like that is holding their breath, praying that it works out. You know what I'm saying? That could have been Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
That signed, at the time, one of the largest deals. But Patrick Mahomes has been productive. You never know how, everything is a crapshoot, special on that.
Was Deshaun Watson worth that contract before he signed it, do you think? Like, was he in that? So that's one of the things that drives me crazy about the NFL. You don't have to be worth the value of your contract. You just have to be the best player available in that market when that is the price for the best player available.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, if in this next season, right? Think of a subpar quarterback right now that we could put out there. Let's say Russell Wilson, right? Or no?
Russell Wilson just won. Come on, man.
okay.
Russell Wilson has a name.
But hold on. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say Justin Fields.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Justin Fields is available after this year,
Uh-huh.
right? If he's one of the only quarterbacks available, if he's the best quarterback available, not saying he's the best quarterback in the NFL, but
Yeah.
he will then have the best contract in the NFL for quarterbacks after this season.
Just
Because
that's
he's
how
the
the
best
market is.
available player. It doesn't mean he's the best quarterback. And that drives me crazy. It's constantly just an ever-changing thing.
Yeah, and he's the best available, and that's just what the market is when you got other guys.
But then
that's out there
people
picking.
assign these people as like franchise saviors because they're just got the highest paid quarterback, blah, blah, and they come in and they're not.
Yeah, but being a franchise saver, there's more to it, especially at quarterback.
Tell us
Because
about being
first
a
of all,
franchise saver, Trey,
well,
'cause
I'm
that's
thinking
what you were
that
drafted as
yeah.
to come in and
Okay, so as a franchise saver,
save your.
savior. One of the things that you want to do first of all is make sure the offensive line is tight. You know what I'm saying? You got to protect whoever going to be your big money guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And then now, if you got protection, then now you can bring in that quarterback, and then hopefully you can bring in pieces from the outside that can be out, either be your receivers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That can some playmakers outside. But I think first of all, when you give a contract like that, first of all, you better make sure that offensive line is going to be protecting because
That better be your focus over the next few years.
Yeah, that better be your focus over the next few years, your offensive line, and you got to have some receivers that can work and get open. Because if a secondary can come in there and get physical and shut down, one of the things that I think that hurt Deshaun Watson and just what happened out there in Cleveland is that Amari Cooper's name was always in trade talks. So when you're like, well, they're trying to trade me, you know what, I'm not going to give this team everything I got. I'm going to just go out there and just try to milk it and get through it and get ready for my next team. That hurts you as a quarterback because you know that you have to hold on to the ball. And then now if your offensive line isn't up to par, you're going to get sacked.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's why I didn't put much stock in our secondary against the Cleveland Browns because I just knew that Amari Cooper was just going through the motions and trying to wait for his trade deal to come through. Yeah. But now against New York, I'm like, all right, these guys came.
Yeah,
They're
came
ready
to play. Yeah.
They're ready to play.
That's a nice way to loop that back in. We've tangented back to the Browns like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We're like twisting the knife while they're already down.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need any of us talking bad about them. I just thought that's a lot of money on the sidelines for the next year and a half, however long it takes him to get back, if he gets back.
Yeah, if he gets back, you never know.
That's tough. But I would like to see Jameis Winston go out there and kill it. I would love for him to have like a comeback player of the year type thing, like he's out there and just crushing it.
Yeah.
And then just like he gets all this media swarm around him. And I feel like he would feed off that energy and just give us some of the best
interviews,
some of the best sound bites
about being awesome and just how everything worked out and how he was patient. You know what?
He's a Seminole, you know.
Yeah, man, he's a former Seminole, man. I love Jake McDowell. Like, we haven't had a quarterback since him. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, when Jameis was in, man, that cat was an animal. I loved him at Florida State, dude. Like, he was nice. We haven't had a quarterback like that since Jameis, man.
I like Jameis.
Yeah, dude, he was an animal,
Not
man.
just for his sound bites, but also, yeah, I think he's a great college quarterback.
Yeah, he was a great college
I'm waiting to see him blossom in the NFL. You know,
And that's the funny thing about
sometimes it never happens.
But that's the funny thing about, college, and everybody says, what's the difference between college and the pros? You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's easy to be the man in high school. Like, if you're bigger, if you're stronger, if you're faster, you can dominate on the high school level. You know what I'm saying? Once you get to college, same. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're bigger, stronger, faster, it takes a little bit more skill. But, man, once you get in the pros, it's going to show.
There's got to be something.
Yeah, because, if not, then Tebow would have been the greatest quarterback ever.
He is, Trey. He is.
In your heart?
In God's heart.
In God's heart. But, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we got to quit talking about the Browns.
I'm done with the Browns.
I'm done with the Browns.
I'm done with the Browns. We're done. We moved on to New
Best
York.
of luck to them.
Yeah, best of luck to them.
Yeah, we're past
Yeah.
New York also. We got to move on from New York.
Yeah,
We're
we're on to
seeing again,
Cincinnati.
But you know what? Let's go. Oh, well, one thing, let's wrap this up. All right, we give up a lot of sacks. Mm-hmm. More than I would like to. Any issues there? Big-time issues? You think it's just part of the game, part of the emotions of the game, not having Jordan out there? Fred played well, but still, he's not the guy.
Yeah.
He's not the guy that's usually out there.
Yeah, no, he's not the guy that's usually out there. He said that. You can bring it on there.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, we have another way.
Onion and pepperoni.
All
I like that.
Thank you.
I like that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. But I think that, Fred, yeah, let's get a
Fred.
Let's get a slice of this before we what is this one?
Onion and pepperoni.
Onion and pepperoni.
Hot. How do you do that, bro?
You're working around.
What?
Trying not to burn myself. I'm good.
So is your method, you put it, you get it in there, you just keep it moving?
Yeah, just keep it moving around. Don't let it sit too long. Just keep it moving around. You'll be all right.
The tongue tumble?
Yeah, just keep it moving around. But I thought Fred.
It's good pizza, guys.
Yeah, it is really amazing pizza. This is the pepperoni and onion. This is awesome. When I go back and I looked at the game, I thought that overall, yeah, you're really getting into that pizza, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it broke you down to your knees, man. Yeah, Fred. I think that overall he played a solid game. You know what I'm saying? Like, now on the sack that he gave up, I felt like he got caught where he was leaning a little bit. And, where you saw him a lot in the games where he was punching. But on this particular time, he got caught leaning. And that's the thing, man, at tackle, once it gets deep into your rush, if your technique isn't tight, it can be a problem. And he got caught leaning trying to grab him, and Burns just took him up the edge, and it was over. And Hurts just went ahead and took the sack. Not I personally.
Yeah, I know. You think that Hurts has been taking too many sacks.
Yeah, I think, hey, get rid of the ball.
You think he's worried about his completion percentage?
I don't think he's worried. It's just that, he was like, you know what, I'm just going to go down instead of just throwing this ball away. Yeah, because then
I support that decision. That's his train of thought. I support that.
Because he was 10 for 15?
10 for 15. Yeah.
So he was 10 for 15. So if he would have just, taken off or thrown it away.
That's a 10% difference in completions.
Absolutely. You know, you got sacked.
But, I mean, think about this. What
but
if
he
he
was
goes to
sacked.
throw it away, and whoops, they pick it up.
Exactly.
And take it to the house.
And that's why you
know?
just go ahead and take
Yeah.
the sack. You know, but I feel like sometimes, you know, if you can just get to your drop and then get upfield.
Let me ask you this. Would you rather have a 3-sack game with no turnovers or a 2-turnover games with no sacks?
For me personally,
Well, just from the Eagles.
I think they'll take the sacks.
Yeah, I prefer
Yeah,
that. I
you
would
prefer the
to
sacks.
have sacks.
Yeah, but for me personally,
Yeah.
like I always judged every game, did I give up any sacks?
Yeah, well, that's
Win
yeah,
or lose,
of
did I
course.
give up any sacks? And that just made the next day a little bit better for me.
See, the thing you're talking about, yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
When you're talking about Fred punching, though, here's the thing: is like punching is very tough.
Yeah.
Because you have to punch, but also like not lean into it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like got to keep your shoulders back, and it's all right here.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
But like, if you're punching hard and you're leaning into it, but there's a guy in front of you, you get away with that for a long time. And then as soon as they make you miss,
Yeah.
you're on your face.
But that wasn't the case on this one.
No.
Because he had a couple. Oh, I appreciate that. What's that?
It's a little vermouth.
A little vermouth for a little dessert there for you guys.
All right, cool.
Whew.
Yeah,
I like
appreciate
that.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. But it's not. But you saw him.
Oh, Zach, he's the man.
Yeah. Zay runs everything. Tells us about the different wines. He's a winemaker as well.
He's the boss.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Really good family establishment here. I really enjoy Wayvine. But with Fred, going back to Fred, I think that one of the things that he showed a couple times where he was punching. Because when you punch, it keeps your back, it keeps you in good posture. You know what I'm saying? And you're just shooting your hands, and that's what you want to be. You know, as a tackle, it's much better to be a striker than a wrestler, because if you're a wrestler, then you're going to get out of balance.
Wrestlers go like this.
Yeah, you're trying to grab, you're trying to, you know, always torque somebody. But I think that when you shoot your hands, you can stay in balance. It makes it a lot cleaner for you in the protection world. But on that particular play, he went and leaned because, all right, so without me getting like super technical, well, no, it's too late. Because, I mean, we played the position, so we may as well. So the defensive end had his inside foot back. You know what I'm saying? So you know as a well, if you're taught to count steps, if his inside foot is back, as a tackle, you want to get to 3. So you want to get to 3 kicks, because if the defensive end has his inside foot back, he has to go 1, 2, and then the third step is what's attacking you. All right. So he did have his inside foot back. So I don't know if Fred was like, you know what, I'm gonna get to 3, but he thought that the bull rush was coming, but it ended up being a 5-step rush where it was 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that 5th step is what's attacking. And he got caught leaning. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time, it's always that 1, 2, 3 is the bull rush. When you go back and you look at Trent Cole and you say, all right, you know, one of the things that Trent always used to do at the end, he would always go 1, 2, stab in on his 3rd step, come out of the foot. Yeah, special move. You know, and Trent would always, I gave him the special move.
Special move.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it was always 1, 2, 3, stab in, force a reaction, and then hop out on 4th. 5th step, you getting back in there. So I think that at the time, Fred just got caught deep in the set, and he got caught leaning, and then there's the sack. And then the other ones, I thought that it was just more of they did a good job in coverage. And, you know, you got Hurts that's back there scrambling around, running around, another sack. You know, so it's okay if that happens. I'd rather he go ahead and take the sack than to put the ball in harm's way. Make sure that you get down and protect yourself. But I also feel like as an offensive line, you got to make sure you stay sharp.
Yeah. So, yes. When I was playing, when we were playing, I always prided it as, like, if we gave up sacks, we didn't do well as a unit.
No.
You know what I mean? So, from that perspective, no. But if he threw a pick, I never felt any responsibility for a pick being thrown.
No.
You know what I mean? As an
No,
offensive line,
that had
I was
nothing
like,
to do with me.
Yeah.
Unless it was my guy hitting you,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, that made you throw something
Generally
crazy.
wasn't the case.
Yeah,
you know?
which was the case. Yeah, no.
So, like, picks are not reflective of offensive line.
No, not at all. That doesn't go on our stat sheet.
There
but
might be
sacks
some
do.
people that disagree.
No, but stats do.
But
Sacks do. But so when the interception was thrown, what was your technique then? Because now you got to become a tackler.
Oh, so when the interception was thrown, I always was like, I'm gonna make the saving tackle here. So I like saw like where they were going.
Yeah.
First, I mean, okay. First thing is get your head on a swivel,
You better get your head on a swivel.
and you have to take account of everybody in the opposite jersey around you, right?
Yes,
Especially defensive linemen.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. You
Because
better.
All they want to do is clean you up without you seeing it.
Yes.
So like this is their chance to literally blindside you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then make you feel them for the rest of the game. Like
you
that
pinched.
is their chance, right? And so you like immediately survey the scenario. Okay, here's where everybody is. Here's where I'm going. There's one guy I need to avoid that's going to be going that way.
Yeah.
And then I'm like trying to cut him off at the sideline, right? So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm an angle of pursuit kind of guy.
Okay. So you're trying.
I'm not going toward the ball.
You're trying to
No,
go.
no. I'm angle of pursuit, last line defense
Okay.
guy. Right?
All right. So if the interception is thrown, you're not going to the action. You're trying to like, all right, I'm going to try
Like,
to
his quickest route to the end zone is there. I'm going to try to cut him
take
off.
that angle. Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever been cleaned up?
I have been cleaned up multiple times.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was one game in Arizona. I got cleaned up pretty bad,
Wow.
but I didn't end up on the ground.
Okay.
Like, he came up and he hit me.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I just kind of like let my body go with it.
Yeah.
And I did like a pirouette, like 360, and I just ended up back on my feet.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Your
oh my
athleticism
God.
kicked in.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God. And then I like found the ball and then just like ran up the ball, you know? And then I forget who it was, but afterwards he was like, dude, that was one of the most, it was like the guy that hit me.
Yeah.
Dude, that was one of the most athletic things I ever seen. From a lineman. He had to tag that out from a lineman.
So he gave you, he respected
So I was like,
what you did.
all
Thank
right,
you.
yeah, thank you. It was an accident, but thank you. You know,
My athleticism kicked in. I gave it enough time, and it kicked in.
what was your method in the interception?
Man, I was just like, I just want to run to the sideline. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Look like you're in pursuit.
yeah, all I want to do is run to the sideline. There's not going to be much energy in it. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not my fault.
So I actually think we could probably put together a compilation of maybe like 4 or 5 pick sixes where you see me diving for like Ed Reed, Rondé Barber.
No. Knowing you're getting
Rondé
out
had
right.
2 against
Oh
me,
yeah.
right? And so like my angle of pursuit was off, and I was maybe like 3 yards shorter of where I should have been.
And he was
so like,
faster
I got
than
there,
you
I was like, ah, lay out.
Yeah. And now see what happened was I laid out one time. And I can't remember if it was college or if it was my first couple years in the pro.
Bad.
No, but I laid out, and when I tried to swipe the interceptor's feet, my fingers pushed so far back that the skin split right in here. So I had to get stitched up. So after that, I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm never. That's
This is
it.
not for me.
Yeah, that was it. So now every time that the ball was thrown, I'm just like, hey, I'm just going to run to the sideline, and that's it.
Sounds like you need to hydrate. That sounds like unhydrated skin.
Yeah, but that's what that was happening. And then I guess one time I think we played against put a little cocoa butter. Like I'm a cocoa butter guy. Yeah. Cocoa butter guy. But but that's what.
Butter's not the way if it's splitting your skin.
Well, I mean, in college, hell, I was whatever I could
taking
get.
care of
Yeah,
yourself.
no, nobody was. You know what I'm saying? Drinking water. I mean, he was just,
Right.
Yeah, in college, man, you were just moving around. You weren't really. It really isn't until your first couple years in the pros that you start like really, handling yourself correctly.
I gotta set this ice out of the sun.
Yeah.
That's a nice presentation there, dude.
But yeah, man. Here, let's try.
Move on.
Let's
What
move
do we
on
got?
to
The unlabeled.
the
bottle.
bullfrog.
Bullfrog. I think bullfrog's a blend. I feel like their animals are blends. What's it a blend of?
I don't know.
It doesn't say on the back of that.
It probably does.
That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, why don't you tell us what?
All right. So right now we have
Is that a blend?
Wavine. We have let's see.
Blend.
Right at this, yeah. So it's 60% Merlot, 40% Carmine.
I'm betting that's a Merlot.
Yeah, but I like it, man.
This one right here, the unlabeled.
Yeah. Well, this is something that he just started. That's going into all
Oh,
the
that's
wine
the
club.
Emeritage.
Yeah, that's going into
that's right,
the
that's
wine, everything that he's boxing into the wine club. So yeah, man.
What do you think, Trey?
I like it. Yeah, I like that.
That's really nice. All right, so now we're going to Cincy. We got to play the Bungles. They're 3 and 4. they beat the Giants last week. I think they just lost this last weekend. Mm-hmm. No, they just won this last weekend. What do you think? The vibes are high from the Eagles going forward here. What do you think we should expect? Should we expect a heavy ground game going up there? We're playing on the turf, you know?
Yeah. I think that you kind of, because one of the things that this team is trying to do is create its identity. And when you see what Saquon Barkley brings to the table,
It's hard to get away from that.
yeah, and what Coach Stoutland and where you're operating in his wheelhouse when it comes to combination blocks and setting that up behind an offensive line like this, why not? You know, I think that you say, okay, you know what, we are a physical running offense, and then you just keep Jalen Hurts where you have some animals out there with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, and then you have, until Dallas comes back, Cal Katarn.
When is Dallas coming back? Do
I
you
don't
know? No?
I'm not sure.
No idea?
No, I have no idea.
Me neither.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? So you got a nice little mixture there that you can work with. Yeah, because if you load the box, all right, then we light you up outside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to lighten the box because we have those receivers outside, all right, then we combination blocks and we keep it nice and tight. Inside zone you, outside zone you to death, and then let Saquon eat.
We got options right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that.
But my thing is, it's not so much the offense that I'm concerned about. It's more what the defense is, how they're going to carry over. Because that has been the changing. Yeah, you know the offense is going to start off slow, and then they'll start to kind of get the rhythm. But I think one of the things that you need to see is some more consistency out of the defense. You know, is this secondary is going to be come to show? Is our defensive line going to be able to continue to swarm and eat? Because that's right there is going to be the change. Because you've already seen there have been multiple transitions within this defense where it wasn't consistent from week to week.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the same thing with the offense. Like, we saw something we like now from the offense and the defense. Like, can they put it together week to week against different challenges and stuff? And I think that's the questions we need answered. We'll see. I mean, I hope so. I hope we build on this. You know, I don't want to go out there and see another, like, game that's perplexing. Like, why can't we get this together? Why can't we move the ball on offense? Why do we get down to the red zone and sputter out? Like, I don't want to have these questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trey, are you painting on Tuesday? Tell me about if I wanted to come to Triple T Trey Thomas Tuesdays and paint, how would I sign up to do that?
Oh, you just go on pinospalette.com/Cherry Hill, and then you could just go on our calendar and just pick Tuesdays. I teach every Tuesday, and then you just pick Tuesday nights, and I think the class we start at 6:30, and then away we go. Bring your favorite bottle of wine or beer or whatever you drink, and well, you can't bring hard liquor.
Not whatever you drink.
No, not whatever you drink. You can't bring hard liquor, but any of your favorite beer and wine, you know, it's because we are BYOB, and just come in and just relax, have a good time.
You got the painting picked out?
No, I haven't picked out the painting yet for this week. You know, I probably have it done within the next couple of days, you know, just because I want to give people time to register. But, you know, like it keeps growing, you know, and like Tuesdays is fun for me because it's the painting that I pick that I think will be fun for people to just enjoy and relax. And it's not, it might look intimidating, but if you get in there and you just and relax and enjoy it, you'll come out with something nice.
Yeah, and Trey is an excellent teacher.
I'm a great instructor.
How to paint.
Yeah.
He's taught me to paint twice.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe once. Actually once.
Yeah.
But it turned out well.
I think I'm a pretty good instructor. I enjoy it.
We would try this Emeritage, dude.
Okay, yeah.
And we also got some vermouth to try. We got all sorts of things to do still. So,
So this is a Meritage.
yeah. So, we're pretty much done talking football because we just got booze and food to eat.
Yeah.
But Sirianni was on the hot seat a little bit last week, I felt like.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
He came out. What do you think about the performance? Where is the temperature on him right now?
He better keep producing. He has to keep showing consistency. Yeah, you just beat two terrible teams because you found yourself in a dogfight with the Cleveland Browns. Here we go back with the Browns, and then but you came out and you dominated the Giants, which you should have. But now you need to have consistency, making sure that you keep that energy level up. Be the CEO that you portray yourself to be, and make sure that you keep everybody focused and dialed in and come and make this thing more of a week, every week situation, because that's what you need to see out of this team is that they continue to be consistent and continue to move in the right direction. You can't have any fall offs.
Yeah, I think he definitely bought himself some time with this win up in New York.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I still think, like, when I see him in press conferences, I'm just kind of like, wow, why? He gives me kind of like I don't know. I don't like his vibe in press conferences. You know what I mean? But I don't have to, I guess.
You know what?
It's just not what I'm used to from head coaches, I feel like.
I think
He seems very defensive.
Very
He just
defensive.
seems very defensive with everything asked, even after a win, you know?
Well, I think that these past situations have put him in that. He put himself in that situation with just the way things have been playing out.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's good, huh?
This is the Emeritage.
Yeah.
He just put this together. That's a nice one, dude. Wow. I feel like I should be reading this, or not reading this, but drinking this in like a massive library and like a huge leather chair.
Yeah, just
Reading a
relaxing.
nice book. Yeah.
Or with a really good meal.
Ah,
Yeah.
this is delicious.
Yeah, it is really good. But I think Sirianni, you bought yourself more time, but you need to make sure that these guys are ready to roll on game day. You can't have any drop-offs. You can't have a total collapse in the team just fall apart. You need to make sure that you're keeping everybody's energy up, making sure everybody comes in there and continue to perform like they have been showing. Because not everybody's going to expect it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I feel better about where we are in this season than I did last year. I know that we were winning and stuff, but the wins just didn't satisfy me like I felt they should have. And I'm not going to say that I didn't get caught up in the hype and the win train and everything. But there was a lot of questions last year that just kind of weren't taken care of earlier. So I feel like we're addressing concerns early, and if we can get things lined up, what are we going into, week 8 or week 9, something like that? So we're almost at the halfway point, and if we can hit this second half, we'll get full steam ahead type thing, and you hit the playoffs rolling.
Yeah, and that's what you
great.
want to do. You want to hit the playoffs rolling. Everybody in stride, and you just keep going. It's going to be interesting. This is what you get paid the big bucks for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right.
And we get paid the big bucks to drink wine and eat pizza. The big bucks, Trey.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is number 4 of 8.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. And this is called what?
this is vermouth. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Ingredients: hibiscus, wormwood, spearmint, lavender, cinnamon, juniper, calendula, black walnut, watercress, raw sugar, white wine, and grape spirit.
All right, there we go.
That's a
Cheers, my brother.
cheers, Trey.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for joining us. Like, subscribe. Come out here and check out the boys at Wayvine.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful place.
You will not
Also,
be disappointed.
they have a new tasting room opened up in Kennett Square. It might be a closer trip if you don't want to come all the way to Nottingham. Mm-hmm. Check that out as well.
But I like to drive out here.
But I recommend
love to
coming
drive
out
out
here,
here. Yeah.
hitting the pizza,
Yeah.
taste all the wines, look at the beautiful scenery. Really enjoy yourself. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
We'll see you guys next week.
This show is brought to you by PPR Capital Management. Did you know there's a way to invest passively in real estate and get monthly income without dealing with tenants, maintenance, or property management? If you're an accredited or high net worth investor, you can earn cash flow without the headaches by investing in a private equity real estate fund. PPR Capital Management. With nearly $1 billion in assets under management, PPR has provided investors with steady, truly passive monthly income since 2007 without ever missing a payment. To learn more, check out pprcapitalmanagement.com/birds today. That's PPR Capital MGMT.com/birds.